Hey Stacy, the stream is live now, and I'm gonna make you host back, and
Okay.
I'm gonna start the recording right now.
Did you want me to make you co-host now?
Stacy,
What's that?
yes, co-host.
Okay. Did that work? Okay, good.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to
Good
Friday
morning.
Morning Fitness.
Good-
Good morning. I don't see too many faces yet.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
I have a question. Yesterday, I requested a recording of your session, and they said there's technical difficulties, so they were unable to issue it. Do you know anything about that?
I do not, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about the technical end of that recording and providing the live stream.
Okay.
Best would be, I mean, I guess you emailed, I don't know, honestly.
Okay. Thank you. It was great.
I'm
I mean, all
so
your sessions are
sorry.
great, but I liked the session yesterday especially because you added some more
Gosh,
steps.
I'm so sorry that you couldn't get the recording. You know, I say it every day and I just assume that it's good to go. Hopefully you can get another one.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Stacy, can I, excuse me, ask you, is it Monday and Friday you have the seated exercises, or am I right about?
Monday is the core fitness, which is a seated workout. I also do that Friday at 9:15. And Wednesday is seated strength training with light weights. So that's also seated. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there is a fully seated workout available.
And are they always, like, I'm in New Mexico, so it's 6 o'clock in the morning here. Are they always at this hour?
Monday through Friday, there's a class at 8 o'clock, and Fridays, there's also a class at 9:15 Eastern time. I'm in Eastern time, so that would be 7:15 for you.
So what's the difference between the 7 to 15 class today and the this hour class?
So this class is standing with the support of a chair. We focus on balance and flexibility. So we do a little cardio and we do balance challenges. The 9:15 is seated core training.
Okay, well, I'll stay on today, but I'm interested in the seated one. So to me, that will be Monday at 6 o'clock my time and Friday 7:15, I think. Is that right?
Yes, I think that's right. You got it.
I'll try not to worry. Check it out.
The seated core is an excellent class for
So
people
it's
that seated.
what's the Monday class called?
It's the seated core also.
And the Friday,
The Friday 9:15 is the same. Well,
Okay. Okay.
it's
Yes.
the same idea.
And Wednesday you
Yes.
stand up. Wednesday you stand up, right?
No, Wednesday is seated strength training. The whole class is done sitting.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hope you're able to join us.
Thank you. I have before. It's just I was preoccupied with other things. So
I understand. Well, come as often as you can.
At
We're
6
up to
o'clock,
40.
I hope it's sleeping.
Oh my, no, I'm up at 5.
Oh, God.
Me too.
I'm up at 4 in the morning because I have to give a sick dog medicine. 4 in the morning is when my day starts.
Wow, that is early. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get us started. We have Max with us this morning. Max is the TA from Get Set Up, who is here to support you if you have any technical issues during the class. So this morning's class is balance and flexibility. We'll do some standing work with the support of the chair. We may do a couple of sit down, stand ups. I sort of go with the flow when I get started. I can't always predict. My name is Stacy and I'm your guide this morning with Get Set Up. I'm from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, which I used for many years in the school system as a school counselor in Maryland. I've been certified in fitness since the mid 1980s, and I've been involved in the fitness business as both an instructor, a group instructor for large classes. I've been a personal trainer. I have managed fitness centers and I have owned a fitness center briefly in the 1990s. I love fitness. I think it's an important part of life, and I think everybody should get involved in some respect in whatever's comfortable with them. And I love helping other adults get connected with a fitness class or program that really speaks to them. So I really enjoy Get Set Up. It helps me reach a lot of people in this virtual world. And I'm so glad you all are here today. Get Set Up is a training and educational platform that helps you learn useful skills from people just like yourself, so we can learn all kinds of amazing things. And you know, we do learn from one another. So ideally, you will let us into your room this morning and we can see you. And please put your cameras on if you're comfortable doing that. No judgment. I don't care if you're here in your pajamas. You haven't combed your hair, nobody cares. Just be here with us. You can request a recording after class by emailing help@getsetup.io. And if you're joining by our live stream, we welcome you. We're so glad you're here and happy that you found us. But remember, the best way to fully participate is to join us and register. And that way you get the advantage of receiving the email after class, which will provide some key takeaways and give you a link where you can provide us with some feedback. Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services that I might talk about or demonstrate during my class. Be sure you check with your doctor prior to starting any new exercise program, especially if you have health conditions, if you are recovering from an illness or surgery, or if you take any medications. And if your doctor has given you any specific recommendations or limitations regarding exercise intensity or range of motion, be sure you follow your doctor's recommendations, not anything that I show or demonstrate. The most important thing for me is that you stay safe and that no one is injured during exercise classes. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight my screen so that we can get started. Remember to mute yourselves once we get started. We are live streaming, you know, it's available for anyone in the world. And we don't want to hear any background noise to distract. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight. There's my room. Hopefully you'll be able to see me as much as possible, head to toe. Make sure you have your water. It's very important that you're drinking water before, during, and after any exercise session. You should be drinking it during the day too. Gonna go ahead and get started here. So I have my chair handy this morning because we're going to do some balance work. And I just want to make sure that you have the chair handy for support if you're not yet comfortable with your own ability to balance. We're going to start our warm up with just a little bit of marching in place. This is not a challenging workout as far as getting your heart rate up or using weights. The challenge is in testing yourself and learning about your own balance ability. You may find that you are more capable of balancing on one side of your body than the other. That's perfectly normal. So here we are with a gentle march, and we're going to take our feet a little bit wider apart. I have my toes sort of facing outward at 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock by the hands of a clock. And let's hold our feet flat on the floor and just reach side to side. And as I'm doing this, my heel is coming up on my foot. I have my knees slightly bent. That helps with shock absorption and balance. And let's go back to marching. Let's take our feet apart. And we're marching right here in place. And hold your feet still, and let's go side to side with that reach across the body. And let's hold right here and reach up and down. Reach up and down. And we're going to reach across the body side to side with both arms. This is a little bit of core strengthening. We do need a strong core to maintain our balance. And if at any time you want to hold on to your chair during the exercises, you go right ahead. Or maybe you have a wall nearby or a counter, the back of a sofa, whatever works for you. Reaching up and down. And now across the body, side to side with both arms. One arm up overhead, reaching nice and long, stretching through the body. Four more, and then we're going to go back to marching. Here's the last one, and march right here. Let's take those feet wide apart. And hold your feet apart, and let's reach. Reach. And four more. Three. And then we're going to reach up and down. Here's the last set, up and down with a reach and down. If you can add a knee bend to this, just slightly. Reach, reach. Last one, let's reach side to side across the body. Reach across the body. Stretching and strengthening through the core. Last one, right and left. Let's go back to a march. Now I want you to take your feet And we're gonna work your feet apart in the front back direction, but keep your legs still a hip width apart. So you may have your right foot forward, your left foot back, and we're beginning to just rock in place. Keeping the feet on the floor. Maybe just lift your heel as you go forward and back. Just lift your heel off the floor. Keep the knees soft for shock absorption. And let's add some arms. Reach up and back. Reach up and back. Reach. Reach. We're going to start to add those balance challenges, which means we may be lifting a leg, slowing down our movements, and really experimenting with where we are able to hold steady or where we feel a little bit off balance. All right, let's march again. Bring your feet back to the regular, normal position, side by side, but hip width apart. And let's work the other foot forward. So one is front and one is back. And as you're doing this march, you're rocking, your whole body is just rocking ever so slightly. Now make sure you don't have your legs lined up like this, as if your feet are on a balance beam. That is not helpful for balance. You want a good wide base of support, which is why I recommend you keep your feet more on the diagonal, hip width apart, even though one is forward and one is back. Toes facing forward. And let's add the arms. Reach and back. Reach. Keep your feet on the floor, but just lift your heels. And back. And reach. Reach. Reach and back. We're going to do two more, forward and back. Last one, and then we're going to take it to a march right here. Now I want you to slow your march down, slow motion, and if you can lift one foot slightly as you're marching, do that. Very slightly. Can you just clear the floor with your foot? Just to test where your balance is. And again, we've got that chair handy if you need to. And let's take it back up to speed. Marching, marching. Take the feet wide. And then we're going to do the same thing in the wide position. Lift. Now this requires a little more shifting of the weight. You see what's happening as I rock side by side, I have to find the place where I can hold my balance and lift one foot if I feel comfortable doing that. Or I'm holding on if that works better. One more, and then let's march. Now we're marching wide, holding it right here, and now we're going to take a rock. So we're not marching, we're keeping our legs straight, but your knees are not locked. They're soft. That way you have just a little bit of shock absorption. Take this at your own pace, because if you can rock and hold, you might want to go that slow just to test your balance. If you're not comfortable with that, you can keep one foot on the floor and just lift your heels slightly. How far
Casey,
you
can
lift
you
your
turn
foot
off your background music, please?
Here we go. And let's take it back to a march. Someone asked me to turn off the music, which I use for my own rhythm, but I'll go right ahead. Turn that off for you. Back to our march, and let's take our feet again on that diagonal. Right foot forward, left foot back, toes facing forward. We're rocking here. And now as we add the arms, test yourself and see if you can lift one foot off the floor and then the other. Lifting one foot and then the other. Remember to keep your knees soft. That helps with your balance. And take it back to a march so you can change feet, putting now your left foot forward, toes face front. Remember to keep your feet about a hip width apart. And reach and back. Lifting your foot if you're able to. Lift and back. Let's do just 4 more. Two more. Here's the last one. March in place and bring your feet back to an open hip width position and get ready for rocking side by side and lifting your leg if you're able. You can use your arms for additional balance. It's a counterweight if you take your arms to the opposite side as your leg. Another option is to just hold your arms open. That also helps with stability. Here's the last one, right and left, and then let's march it out. Let's take our Charleston step using the chair. So those of you who've been with me for a while may remember the Charleston starts with stepping with the leg that is toward the chair, the closer leg to the chair. Step, kick the outside leg forward, step here and tap behind. Step, kick, step and tap, step, kick, step and tap, step, kick, step and tap. You can take this up to speed. Remember, I'm holding on to the chair here, but if you're able to do this, it's, a lot of one-legged work. You might reach up and then back. The arm movement gives you a little more momentum. Momentum also helps with balance. It's when we do those exercises in slow motion and attempt to hold a position that we really test ourselves. Forward and back. Forward and back. This time we're going to hold. Forward with one leg lifted, just slightly off the floor. One hand up if you're holding on to the chair or both legs, and see what this feels like holding this balanced position. And then step together and take that tap behind you. This toe taps the floor. Can you test your balance here? Even though you have your foot on the floor, both feet are on the floor, you're kind of at an angle, and it is a little bit of an off balance position. So you're testing yourself if this is comfortable for you. And let's move again. Step, kick, step and tap. Add those arms. Just 4 more. Two more. Last one and hold. Right here. Hold, hold. Let go of the chair if you can. Arms up if you can. And then step together. And let's this time lift. If you can just Release that foot from the floor just a tiny little bit and see what your balance feels like here. And let it go. Grab onto the chair. Let's take that outside foot forward, around to the side and back. Bend both knees, center your weight. So hips are kind of centered. Back heel is lifted from the floor. Get close here so you can see me. Back heel is lifted. And I just want to go down and up with my weight centered right here. So this is a double knee bend. It's strengthening through the quadriceps and the hips. Keep your diaphragm lifted. Good posture is also really important for maintaining good balance. Right here, down and up. Down and up. Here's the last one. And we're going to hold right here with both knees slightly bent. Hold on to the chair. We're going to press that heel, that back leg, the heel back to the floor. Press it down and release, and bending this knee. Heel down and up. Heel down and up. Heel down. Press that heel. That stretches out the calf muscle. Feel that from behind the knee all the way to your heel. 2 more. Press. Here's the last one. Hold with your heel down. Hold right here. And now we're going to switch our weight, rocking back on the outside leg or the back leg. Allow that knee to bend and straighten the front leg. Lift the toes off the floor and then press those toes down and up. Toes down and up. We're going to do 8 of them. Toes down and up. 4 more right here. And 3. 2 more. On the last one, I want you to hold it. Hold those toes up. Hold them. And again, you're going to feel that stretch along the back of the calf. You're activating the muscle in the front of the leg as you hold your toes up. And release. Great job. Let's turn to the other side. And we're going to start with our Charleston. Do some balance challenges during the Charleston, and then we'll add those little leg stretches. So start with stepping with the inside leg, the leg closest to the chair. Step, kick, step, reach back with your inside leg and tap the toe right here behind you. Step, kick, step, kick, step, tap behind. Kick, tap behind, kick, tap, kick, and tap. Let's add the balance challenges by slowing the movement down and release your hand from the chair if you're able to. Reach up and back. Reach up and back. Reach and back. 4 more. 3, 2. Here's the last one. Hold it here. Hold that balance. Hold on to the chair if you need to. You saw I just lost it. Had to put my foot down on the floor. It happens. And step. And then reach back. You can keep that toe on the floor or lift it ever so slightly and check how your balance is in this position. And notice if you are better on one side than the other at maintaining this balance. You have to have good posture and you're strong in your core to maintain this position. You're also using all the muscles through the leg. Small muscles that you didn't even know you have are being activated as you are maybe shifting your weight a little bit, feeling the floor through your foot. Grab on and let's bring our feet back together. Let's do another series of Charleston with the balance. Step, reach, step, and down. Reach, reach, and down. We're gonna do 8. So this is number 4. And now we have 4 more. Is this feeling good? Are we having fun? 3 more. 2. Last one and hold. Hold it right here with your foot lifted if you can. Foot lifted from the floor. Even if you prefer to have your foot touching the floor, it's still a balance challenge to let go of the chair, and you have a lot of your weight, most of your weight, or all of your weight is on that standing leg, your foundation or supporting leg. And release, and let's tap behind with the inside leg. Keep your toe on the floor or lift it slightly and let go of the chair if you can. And release. One more set of Charleston right here. Kick, step, and tap. Add those arms. Take it at your own pace. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one and hold. Hold right here. Release and tap behind and hold in this position with the legs slightly lifted or with the toes on the floor, and let go of the chair if you can. And step together. Let's take the outside leg, front, side, and to the back. Keep your heel lifted and center your weight, bending both knees. Keep your hips centered. We're going to go down and up right here. Remember this back leg, your outside leg, heel is lifted. I don't know if you can see mine. Heel is lifted. I'm holding on to the chair for support because we want to focus on this exercise, working the hips, quadriceps, hamstrings. Right here. 2 more. And on the last one, I want you to hold it in the bent knee position. Shift your weight slightly, and you're going to press that heel back and release. Press your heel down. Feel that stretch in your calf, and then release. Right here and up, holding on to the chair. We're working on a stretch now. Three more. And 2. Last one, and hold it right here. Hold that stretch. Hold it with the heel down and release. Let's take the inside foot forward, toes up. The standing leg, your knee is slightly bent, and you have this inside leg extended. Toes are reaching upward toward the ceiling. Heel is pressing forward, and you're feeling that stretch all the way up the back of your leg. And now I just want you to press your toes down and up. Toes down and up. Toes down and up. Toes down. That's it. Holding on to the chair for support. Toes down and up. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Here's the last one. And hold your toes up. Hold them. Hold and feel that muscle being activated in the front of the leg and the stretch up the back of the leg. And if you can, release the chair for just a moment to check your balance. And relax. Here we are. Let's march a little bit. Adjust your chair. We're going to do some standing leg lifts. going to put my chair this way and hopefully you'll be able to see me. We're going to do a straight leg lift to the back, standing nice and tall. I just want a slight lift. Can you release your foot just off the floor? Or keep it on the floor and slide it back, keeping the toes attached to the floor, and then bring it back to your standing position. So we're working our hips and lower back. Stand tall. This is for good posture as well. We don't want to go forward with this leg lift. If you can lift your legs slightly off the floor, do that. It activates more of the gluteal muscles. You can feel that squeezing along the side of your hips as you do that, pressing the leg back. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one, can you hold it? Hold it right here. And if you feel comfortable and balanced, let go of the chair for just a moment. Stay nice and lifted. And release. Same thing with the other leg. Let me turn the chair. Trying to get as close back here to the wall as I can, as far away from the camera, so hopefully you can see my feet. So we start facing the chair just a comfortable distance away where you can hold on, or the counter or the wall, whatever it is that you have that helps you to support your balance. And we're going to take the outside leg or the opposite leg, whichever one you didn't work. For me, it's the one toward the camera. And I'm just going to slide it back behind me and return to the standing position. And if possible, lift from the floor, but it's not necessary. Think about lengthening that leg as you reach it behind you, lengthening it. And it should go directly behind you, not sort of out to the side or on the diagonal, but straight back. That helps you really feel the squeeze in those gluteal muscles. And you're going to activate your lower back just a little bit right here. It's a gentle movement for the lower back, and you can control it. So if you're lifting higher and you feel a pinch, don't lift that high. My class is not about pain or working through discomfort, but doing things right within the realm of where you're comfortable and challenging yourself to work a little bit harder, but not through pain. Back and in. Lift. Think about your torso being long and tall. The tendency is to sort of collapse through the back as we do this lifting. And we want to make sure that we're tall through the hips, that the standing leg is lengthened, and our torso is upright, diaphragm lifted, and remember you're breathing. It's a lot to remember. 2 more. And then let's see if we can hold it right here. And if your foot is on the floor, that's fine, wherever you are. And challenge your balance. If you're ready, just let go, or let go of one arm if that feels better, or keep holding on. Nice and tall, tummy tight, back is strong, and release. While we're right here, let's do some squats. So stepping back just a little bit from the chair, toes pointed toward the leg of the chair, and we're going to just bend our knees ever so slightly. Notice the angle of my torso. If I wasn't holding on to the chair, I might fall because the proper position for a squat is almost off balance. So you really press back with that tailbone. Press back. Press back. You don't have to bend very far to feel this exercise. You're going to feel a little squeeze through the hips as you come up. Knees over the toes. What we don't want to do is go straight down so that the knees are going this way. We want to really make sure that we're reaching out with the tailbone, almost off balance, angle with the torso. Last one, right here and up. We're going to do a little bit of stretching. Step back even further. With your hands very lightly on the back of the chair, we're going to hinge forward from the hips, right here. Keep the knees soft, not locked, but just slightly bent. You're still going to feel that stretch through the hamstrings. And if this is too much for you, bend a little further or don't hinge down quite as far. You want to feel this stretching all the way up the back of the leg, into the hamstrings and into the gluteal muscles. Feeling it as well in the back of my calves, the back of my knee. There's a tiny little muscle behind the knee. All of that is feeling stretched out in this position. And remember, the best way to stretch is to go as far as your muscles will tolerate, not into a pain, but just into where you feel the stretch and you're thinking to yourself, that's as far as I can go. And when you've reached that point, hold it and just breathe. So holding a stretch for 20 to 30 seconds and taking a break in between and doing it a couple more times is the best way to increase flexibility. Let's release, bending the knees and coming up into an upright position using the chair for that stretch. To intensify, we're going to cross our legs, one over front of the other. So I have my outside leg, the one facing the camera, is crossing over, and I'm going to hinge forward again from my hips, keeping my back flat and lengthened as I lean over onto the chair. Now I feel this a little bit more intensely in one of my legs, the one that's not crossed over. But I do feel it the whole way up and down that leg, from my hips all the way down to my heels. And release with a slight bend to the legs and pressing yourself upright using the back of the chair for support. And let's cross the other leg over. Hinge forward from the hips. It's harder in this position to keep your knees soft, but do your very best to make sure they're not locked. Locking the knees puts too much pressure on the ligaments. If you have a flat back, a lengthened spine, you're going to feel this up the back of your legs and in through your hips. Release by bending the knees slightly and use the chair to press back up into your upright position. And we're going to do some stretching now in a seated position. We turn the chair this way. Okay, let's go ahead and have a seat. And the first stretch that we're going to do is going to be just the all the way over, hinged forward. We start with a flat back, and when we've reached our maximum stretch point, we will round the back over and activate further stretching through the shoulders and the neck. So start with an inhale, reaching tall, hinge forward from the hips, hinge forward with a flat back, reaching long, reaching out in this direction forward. And when your hips feel like they won't bend any further, release your back into a rounded position. Go all the way over, reaching your hands toward the floor. Feel that curve from your tailbone to the top of your head. And then using your hands for support, place them just above the knees, press back up into a sitting position. And we're going to work on our hips a little bit. First of all, let's do inner thighs. I missed that one. So opening your legs so that your thighs go right over the corner, the front edge corner of the chair. And then hinge forward again, just like you did. Keep your hands right here. Your arms are helping you with support. You're holding on just above the knee. Flat back again, long spine. Reaching out with the top of your head, but I want you to use your hands for support. Feel this stretch on the inside of the knee or inside of your thighs. Feel that stretch and release. Let's do that one again. Hinge forward, hold on right here. Use those hands for support. Go forward. Reach long with the top of your head with a flat back and a lengthened spine. Release. And we're going to work on the outside of your hips next. Scoot forward into the chair and cross one leg over top of the other, ankle to ankle. Now the leg on the bottom is facing directly upward. So the knee is facing the ceiling, feet are going forward. But the leg that's crossed over, I want you just to allow that knee to flop over to the side, wherever it's comfortable. And in this position, using your hands for support, I want you to hinge forward and feel that stretch on the side of the hip of the leg that's crossed over. Now this is level 1 for this stretch, and I'm going to show you 3 levels. You want to stay where you are most comfortable. This stretch can be very intense. And release. Now, if that stretch wasn't strong enough for you, take it up to level 2. And in level 2, with the foundation leg still outstretched, you're going to raise the leg that's crossed over so that your foot is just above the knee. And hold on there, hold on to your shin or hold on to the seat of the chair and hinge forward from the hips. Now you should feel this stretch more intensely on the outside of that hip of the leg that's crossed over. Feel that stretch. And we're just holding the stretch, like I said, in your furthest stretched position. And when you're ready, use your hands for support and press back up into the upright position. Level 3 for this stretch involves taking that foundation leg and bending the knee at 90 degrees. Your crossed over leg, the foot is resting just above the knee. And in this position, you may already feel an intense stretch on the outside of your hip. And if you do, if you're already feeling it very intensely, don't bend forward. But if you don't feel it, if your hips are very flexible, then you may want to lean forward just slightly. Remember, this is a flat back, hinging forward from the hips. And just hold that wherever you are able. I feel very tight this morning in this position. I can barely lean forward at all. I'm just going to hold that stretch, breathing through it. A few more seconds, and then we'll do the other leg. Excuse me. And release. Sitting back up into the upright position. Take this leg and put it back down. This leg now becomes the foundation leg. So extend your leg out in front of you. Knee faces upward. Take the other leg now and just cross it over at the ankle to ankle. Allow that knee to flop over to the side wherever it goes, and then hinge forward, holding onto the seat of the chair for support. Hinge forward with a flat back so that you can feel the activated stretching along the outside of the leg that's crossed over. And just hold that stretched position. And when you're ready, use your hands to support you and come back up into the upright position. Lift that top leg so the foot is crossed over just above the knee. The knee is going out to the side. And again, hinge forward. I have to hold mine, it was sliding. Hinge forward, I'm gonna hold on to my shin and I'm holding on to the chair right here, but I wanna feel that stretch along the outside of my hip. I'm just holding it, feeling it, I'm breathing through it. And then when I'm ready, take my hands and press myself back up into the upright seated position. And now level 3, I have this foundation leg, my supporting leg. I've bent the knee at 90 degrees. Foot is flat on the floor. This ankle is still crossed over the knee. My knee is open to the side. My torso is upright. I'm already feeling the stretch on the outside of that hip. And I'm going to just hinge forward ever so slightly. Very little bit of a movement this morning for me. I can barely go forward. I feel very tight in the hips on the outside. I know that that's not good for the lower back. I want to have good flexibility in my hips, so I'm just going to hold it. I hope you're with me and enjoying this stretch. I get a lot of comments about the hip stretch. Seems to be beneficial for many. I'm so glad. You can do it every day. Stretching can be done every day. Just remember to not work through pain. I don't want you to feel discomfort. Just stretch to the point where you just want to say, oh, my muscle can't go any further, and then breathe right there. I would describe the feeling as tension. Maybe that's a good word for it. Muscle tension. It's not uncomfortable. It's definitely not painful, but I feel that muscle tension. Anyway, we've held this one long enough. Use your hands to release back into the upright position. Put your leg back down on the floor and stay with me for a little bit more stretching and breath work. I want to do a little bit of head and neck release. So let's just take our chin straight down, chin toward the chest. And in this position, just roll your head to the side, roll it to one side so that the ear is over your shoulder. And then roll forward, chin back down toward the chest and over to the other side in a rolling movement with the other ear over the shoulder. Feeling that stretch along the opposite side of your neck. Let's do it again. Roll forward, chin down, and keep rolling over to the other side, chin over that shoulder. Make sure you're sitting upright with your torso, not slouched this morning. Diaphragm is lifted. Let's roll the head down, chin toward the chest. Continue rolling to the side, ear over the opposite shoulder. And release, head back up into the vertical position. So stay with me for some breath work. Find a comfortable seated position. If you want to close your eyes, you can, because we're sitting, and so it may be safe for you to close your eyes and just focus on your breath. I want you to bring your attention to your breathing. Notice how your breathing happens automatically. That rise and fall of your chest as your lungs take in fresh new air. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you feel prompted to take a deep breath and sigh, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just bring your breathing back to the normal rate and rhythm and begin to think about your day and take some positive thoughts with you. With your next inhale, I want you to imagine a beautiful pink air that you are absorbing into your lungs. Bring in that gorgeous pink. Pink is filled with joy and happiness. So take in joy and happiness with your inhale, and exhale the gray and dark, disturbing, uncomfortable, worrisome, anxiety, and all that do list that you might have for today. Just let that part out. And with your next inhale, take in more beautiful pink, happy, joyful, grateful feeling air. And hold that feeling and release with your next breath. Release worries, anxieties, anything dark or negative. Just let that go. And let's take a positive affirmation with us today as we go forward. Let me find a good one. The one right on the top. Today, I'm going to release the need to control how things should be. I'm going to release my need to control others and everything around me, and I'm going to just enjoy what is. Think about releasing control and what that looks like. Give yourself over to the process, to the day. Let go of control and enjoy the day. And thank you for joining me. Stay with me as I come up to the screen and share my thank you slides, bringing my water with me. I didn't remind you to drink during today's class. Very sorry about that. Let me share my screen. Here we are with our thank yous. Thank you so much for being with me today, for having some movement and fitness activity and activating your body and your mind. All of the things that we do in my class, whether it's strengthening, stretching, or balance challenge, is designed to help you strengthen your muscles, to prevent falls, and help you increase confidence in your ability to take on new challenges, try a new sport, get active with your grandkids. And I hope you'll take the joy of this accomplishment with you and enjoy that feeling of success all day long. Again, thank you for joining me. Remember that one of the best ways to thank myself and other guides here on Get Set Up is by sharing your experience. And if you're active on social media, you can use the hashtag #GetSetUp or the @GetSetUp. Or if you're not on social media, don't worry about it. You can email Liz at getsetup.io. You can give her your feedback, tell her your stories, and send her some pictures. Look for some related classes that will also get you moving and activate your mind. Ageless Grace is a great one. You can get moving by line dancing. Studies have shown that you greatly decrease the possibility of experiencing dementia by dancing regularly. So learn some dances and get moving. It does two things. It helps you move and stimulates your brain. And look for the yoga classes also taught by the fabulous Christina. My next class is core training at 9:15 this morning, and then again at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Monday morning. On Tuesdays, I teach Let's Get Moving. It's a very gentle cardio class designed to be fun for everybody at all levels. Even if you're seated, you could do the arm movements with the cardio class. And on Wednesday, I have seated strength training. We use very light weights and we work all the muscles while seated in a chair. And Thursday, we do a combo class. It's a little bit of everything. So look for the email that's going to come from Get Set Up. That will include class notes and ways that you can recommend this class either by Facebook or by emailing them. It will also highlight some other classes you might be interested in, and there will be a link where you can provide feedback for class. You can invite a friend to join you on Get Set Up directly from the website. And this shows you what it looks like if you're on a desktop computer. You'll see something that looks like this right on our website, and you would click invite a friend, and you will have the opportunity to share this link. Put your friend's email right here and just click to send. It walks you right through it. The directions are all right there. If you're on a mobile device, it's going to look like this. This is the email that you want to remember right here, help@getsetup.io. Email them if you would like to host an interest group, if you have an idea for a new class you'd like to suggest, and if you'd like to share an organization in your community, like an assisted care, senior living organization that you think would benefit from the Get Set Up community. And also, that's the email that you use to request a recording of the session, which I hope will work and be available today. Thank you once again so much. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Stacy. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Have a great one.